Hey, I got another dream. Goody. This makes me feel like I wish God had given me the revelation to like videotape these instead of writing them down, and then I have to speak and tell you guys about these dreams. It's just so many, and I'm so behind. Uh, um. Okay, so I'm just gonna open my book, and try to see where I want to start. Cause I had one in my mind, but then I changed it. Okay, so I had a rapture dream. Cause let's step away from meteors for a second. I had a rapture dream, and this rapture dream, I was at a family reunion, and or some type of gathering. There was a whole bunch of people around me, and everything seemed okay. Everything seemed good. And then that's when my mother and my father started to argue, because my mother and father are separated, but they started arguing with each other, like, if the kid, you did this, the kids wouldn't do that, if you were here, da 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 da. They were just blaming each other. Then they got into a physical altercation. And then that's when it got so bad that it came like the family members started picking sides with each other, and then it ended up from the inside of the picnic to outside of the picnic. And people were arguing, and they got tossing the tables. It was ridiculous. So my grandmother came up. She got in between both my father and my mother, and she was like, "What is your problem? Like, you know better than this." And so that's when my father and my mother was like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm so sorry. You shouldn't do this." And everybody apologized to each other, and they went back into the building. Now, this is where it gets a little weird. So the cops were called. So I helped my grandmother to clean up the area, the picnic area, so like nothing is like messed up when the cops get there, so they're not upset, blah blah blah, whatever. And so I I sit down with my grandmother because she's a bit tired. So I sit down with her and I look into the sky. I'm looking straight ahead, and I see this bulb of light, and the bulb is yellow. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, "What is that?" And I look at my grandmother. I'm like, "Grandma, you see that?" And she looks, and she's like, "Baby, that's probably the sunset or something, because the sun was setting behind us. So you know how like the beam of light or whatever." I'm like, "Grandma, I don't think that's the sun. That's not the sun. That's no." So then my grandma looks at it again, and then that's when the light zooms off somewhere. She's like, "Baby, I don't think that's the sun." I'm like, "I know it's not the sun, Grandma." So I turn around and look behind her. And when I look behind her, there is a golden light in the sky. And it's trailing through the sky, leaving like a zigzag of sparkles. And so I'm like, "Grandma, look, turn around, turn around." So she turns around all slow, and she misses the bulb of light, but she sees the golden trail left behind. And so that's when I get this feeling in my heart. So I stand up, and she stands up with me, and I hold her hand, and from the picnic area that we're at, we're able to see the city. And I'm looking over the city, and I'm looking over the city, and I'm like, I start seeing all these different color lights being lifted up off the city, and slow, kind of slow, but not really slow at all. They're just being floating up. Each light was floating up, and it was floating up in different colors. One was blue, one was red, one was gold, one was orange, one was yellow. Like, it was just all these different colors, and one was like a green type of color, and it wasn't like a dark color. It was a tint. It was a tint of blue. It was a tint of red. Like, you just can tell the difference. And they were all being gathered in the sky together, and I asked my grandmother, I was like, "Grandma, do you believe in the baptism of the Holy Spirit? Do you believe in God? Do you believe in this? Do you believe in that?" I'm asking her all these things, like, and I'm like, "Do you think we're ready for this?" And so that's when she's just kind of like in awe, and I'm like, "Pay attention, pay attention. I want you to answer me. Do you believe in this stuff?" And so I was like, "I don't know. Are we ready for this or not?" And then that's when I look down, and that's when I look down, because I'm kind of sad, because I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready. I repented all the time, and I do the best I can. And that's when this white light came and covered me. And it was so bright. I covered my eyes. And when I covered my eyes, the still brightness of the light was coming through, like, ah, like so bright it was coming through my fingers like that. I'm sorry, I get dramatic some days. And once it came through my fingers, I was like, oh my god, the feeling that I had was like this joy that was like about to burst from my heart. And that's when I was like, I just gotta see, I gotta know. So I pull my hands away and I see this light, and I'm being lifted off the ground, and I zoom off the ground on like a curve. So I zoom off the ground and I'm in the sky, and I see, like, you know, from a bird's eye view how like the land looks kind of like a puzzle piece or whatever. I'm really high up in the sky, and then that's when I just started breaking through these different levels. I was breaking through these levels. I was speeding, and I was like, I felt like so excited. I'm like, this is really happening. This is really happening. I'm raptured. I could do this. Yay! I am ecstatic. And then that's when I started breaking through these levels, and it was like 1 ceiling, 2 ceiling, 3 ceiling. Once I got to the 3rd ceiling, that's when a voice told me each level is important. Each number is important. So I was like, okay, I'm at 3. So I break through 4 or 5. I'm at 5, I'm at 5. And I was like, oh my god. And then I broke through 6, and I'm like, what comes after 6 is 7. So, you know, I was like, you know, I was just really excited. So I got to the 7th ceiling. I got there. And then I stopped. Like, I just stopped going. Everything froze. And then that's when the voice told me, not yet. Almost there. Almost time. And I shot back down to my body, and I woke up. Do you know how angry I was? I was really angry. I was like, that felt real. I was raptured. Right. I was almost raptured. But yeah, that was that one. So if anybody has any comments on that, or any interpretation of what the colors mean, what the numbers mean, like 3, 5, 6, like, I guess, yeah, those numbers, and yeah, so thank you.